Ready, you guys? So now we're back to LeadHead, and this is part two of part one. I'll be labeling it correctly. Uh, Now it is LeadHead's birthday, and we're picking up about on that birthday, and this is after they went to the store with the kids, the roommates. Um, the first time now, this is the first time her parents are meeting her new fun family. So let's pick it up there. Here we go.
A few days later, my biological parents came to my house for a belated birthday dinner, and it was my first chance to show off my new family to them.
This is all insane. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall while this conversation was happening between LeadHead's and her parents, just to see the reaction on their face. You know what I mean? Just to see the reaction on her face, because I'm pretty sure they're probably like, okay, our kid has went and lost their damn mind because this is absolutely insane.
Mother, oh shit, I get it now. I'm so sorry you've had to feel so conflicted and compromised for so long. This time, she looked at my dad and made her little cuckoo face. I guess this new family of mine is anything but traditional. I even showed her the dog painting, but she just couldn't acknowledge that what
Dog painting? Bro, my mom didn't even acknowledge my dog painting.
I was experiencing.
And also remember that I'm also using goddammit Malcom's video. So I'll be leaving some of his reactions in here because for comic relief. So just a reminder. I am pretty sure her poor parents are like, oh my god, we need to 51 our kid. This is insane. This whole entire thing is insane, all in the name of trying to getting their own harem of poppycules. That's what I'm getting at this one. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Was real. Anyways, my mommy issues aren't exactly the point of this video. These two adults need mother figures so badly.
Are you sure that your mommy issues are not the point of this video? Because to me, it seems like your mommy issues are very much part of this video. And you're projecting your own issues with your mommy onto these two strangers. Is bizarre, dude. It is weird. It is concerning. Like, seriously.
Well, it's actually a pretty old tradition for intentional living spaces occupied by trans women to, quote-unquote, adopt young queer folks.
Oh.
Hold on a minute here, my God. Okay. I was waiting to see when this part was going to come in. You're bastardizing the reason of these living spaces. Most of the time, when it was these living spaces were developed in New York City, was more because of A, security reasons, B, people were being tossed out by their families because they were not accepted by their families for being queer. And third of all, was more created more like a communal safety net, helping each other go through life or get them through life. But what you're doing over here, you're bastardizing the whole creation of these shared living spaces. You're completely bastardizing them, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully, you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
So, because other people groom, it's normal for me to groom. And I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with, like, guiding people, being, like, a good role model, being a good influence, helping people, like, when they first come out, navigate spaces, navigate resources, things like that. That goes away the second that you're like, I am your literal mother. That's when that goes away, okay? Because I would hope that at least everybody here is like a little flavor of, is a little zesty in one way or another. I imagine that most of you guys are a little zesty in one way or another. And this isn't like new, like groundbreaking shit, right? Like you meet somebody who's like a trans elder and they're like, hey, like this is how I dealt with this. And you're like, that's super awesome. Like, thank you for telling me, or thanks for helping me out. Or, it sucks that your family is like kind of being assholes about this kind of stuff. This is something that really helped me. And you're like, wow, cool. Like, this is somebody that I can look up to. Or, even like, I haven't really had anybody look after me or care for me. It's really nice to have somebody who does that in my adult life. And it's coming from a good place and they mean well and they're just trying to help me. And I like that a lot. That stops when somebody's like, my little baby boy. It's like they want to fuck you. They want to fuck you. Okay, that's what's happening. They want to smash. All right? You are being groomed. You are being groomed. Because I would bet cold, hard fucking cash they're fucking. I'm willing to bet cold, hard fucking cash that they're fucking.
Okay, Malcolm put it a little bit better than I was trying to explain it. But when these living spaces were created, I believe it was like 60s, 70s in New York, was more like a safety net, was more like trying to guide each other through, whether you're being trans or just being queer, guiding each other through that. She is absolutely bastardizing this whole entire system for her own benefit. It's messed up, man. It is absolutely messed up. And I still want to know why they hid 3 videos. I still want to know.
Okay? I would bet on that. I would put good money on that. They are fucking. I'm willing to bet you money. Okay? When does becoming a good friend branch into the territory of being a parent? Why can't you just be a good friend? What are you talking about? Or even a mentor. Why does it have to be a parent? It's freaky. It's sick. It's disgusting. It's vile. Extremely wicked. Shockingly evil. Vile. You guys know what I'm saying.
Like the Transy House operated in Brooklyn from 1995 to 2008 by the married couple Rusty Mae Moore and Chelsea Goodwin. If you, as a queer person, were kicked out by your family or couldn't find a place to live, places like the Transy House or the street...
First of all, the Transy House. Kill me. Second of all, I would say with confidence, not knowing much about the quote-unquote Transy House, whatever the fuck that is, with confidence, I would say these people weren't like, I'm literally your mom.
Correct. That's what I was looking for. Those places were meant for safety, were meant for mentorship. How to navigate through that as a queer person. I think I already said this. Like, they were actually well-intentioned until these assholes like her come along and bastardize the whole system. Like, disguised as mentorship. Like, come on. Mentorship into what? To become a poppycool? Like, this is insane.
Like, can you claim these bitches on your taxes? No, they're not your kids. Can you claim them when you file your taxes? Oh, you can't? You don't have kids. Sorry, I don't make the rules. The US government does. USA, 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 USA.
Fucking Malcolm. But he does have a point, though. He does have a point. I'm sitting over here so baffled by this whole situation. It's like, oh my God. I'm about ready to call the police right now myself. Jesus.
Transvestite Action Revolutionaries House would take you in and, in some cases, even help to raise you. While the 2 I'm writing about are a bit older than a lot of the residents of intentional living cities, they are absolutely folk whose queerness has served as a major obstacle in their development when they were younger. Whether the issues came from being homeschooled or from being forced to repress their queerness by religious groups or having biological families who shun them around every turn, these 2 have a bit of catching up to do with a few adult things that any decent parents would have helped them with years ago.
Wait, what? Huh? What do you mean? Now I'm feeling like she's just presuming that these people are feral. Like, it's absolutely insane. Just because they are queer and you're presuming that their parents don't accept them from the sound of it. Honestly, you're presuming that their parents do not accept them because you haven't quite covered that. I'm starting to believe what Malcolm said earlier, that you're trying to groom these people into a poppycool. This is insanity.
Like I said, the boy wasn't able to work up the nerve to transition until about 3 months ago, so he still has all sorts of lessons to learn.
Okay, so you're literally doing the fucking Keppel shit. You're pink pilling fucking random people. I think this is weird. I don't know. People have gotten on my ass before about this kind of shit. They're like, oh, like, you're pushing transphobic rhetoric. Ah, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, that. Is it not fucking weird that you like meet somebody who puts themselves in this weird fucking role of authority over you, and then suddenly you discover that you're trans, and then they start ushering you in that direction and kind of like gentle parenting you like in that way. Is that not weird? I think that's weird. It's different if you like meet somebody who's trans and you're like, oh, cool, you're trans. This is what was helpful for me. Or like, oh, here's some advice on, what questions you can ask the doctor when you decide you want to do this. Or, oh, here's a good way that I was able to find like a therapist that wasn't like a huge asshole to me. Or, oh, here's how I told my friends and family and coworkers and colleagues. That's not weird. There's nothing wrong with offering guidance and support to people who are old enough to make their own decisions and, kind of demonstrate agency and say, hey, I could use help with this. Like, you've been through something similar. What did you do? How did you deal with it? That's like a mentor-mentee relationship. Do you think people at like the Boys and Girls Club of America are just like fucking adopting random kids at will? The answer is no, because that's fucking weird, dude. And I would say the exact same thing for the pink pilling shit, especially for pink pilling minors. Like, obviously these people aren't minors, but the pink pilling shit is so weird, dude. Like, let people organically find themselves and their identity. You could offer support. You can offer, help, guidance, whatever that looks like, or whatever the fuck. But if you're like, no, bitch, you are trans, take the shot, do it now. That's fucking weird.
Okay, taking it, I left that part in because Malcolm made a good point. Taking it from what Malcolm said, how long were these kids, in quotation marks, were living with them before they decided that they need to transition? Because she just said 3 months ago they decided that they were trans. So how long were they battling or questioning their sexuality? And between that time to this point, how long were they in therapy to come to this conclusion? You understand, you guys, what I'm saying? Like Malcolm said, yeah.
And again, people have gotten up my ass. They've crawled up my ass about that take before, but I just think it's weird. Let people organically come to these decisions on their own. If they are trans, they'll come to it naturally. If they aren't trans, they'll figure that out. If they
girls' overuse of the internet as a dissociation tool, or our boys' difficulty calling it out when something someone does or says bothers him because he's just such a people pleaser. Then we would just have those talks with the kids whenever the opportunity arose, and anytime there's something we didn't see coming up, like a sudden panic attack or bad news bringing one of them down, one of us just volunteers to be the one to comfort them, or we both go, or whatever. There's a lot less strategy involved now, and a lot more of my fiance and I just trusting each other's ability to handle any situation the kids present us with, and us just working together to make sure neither of us gets overwhelmed with the constant conflict resolution. There used to be a part of my mind that would get jealous whenever my fiance would have a talk with one of the kids and instantly get them to understand.
Again, you guys, as a reminder, what we're talking about here are roommates that pay rent. I've never met little kids that paid their own rent. These are roommates, strangers that you're playing house with. This is so sick, you guys. This is ridiculous.
And a perspective after me saying basically the same thing to them for months straight. But now there's so much trust.
You don't have kids.
Built up between the kids and us that it really feels like there's practically no jealousy on either of our parts. And phrases like, you were the one who had to deal with something like this growing up, you should handle this one, are exchanged all the time between the two of us. We never have to worry about one of the kids not being receptive to one of us about a particular topic because my fiance and I shore up each other's weaknesses and gaps in relevant experience. And suddenly it feels like we can handle any situation the kids throw at us so long as we work together. And
you don't have kids!
At the end of the day, it's better for us, and more importantly, it's better for the kids.
You don't have
so,
kids.
To give an example of how this actualizes, I'm really familiar with how it feels to date somebody who tends to shut people out and seek isolation when they're in a bad mood. So I'm really good at comforting our son when his girlfriend is doing that. However, I'm fortunate...
don't have a son. Also, this... Let's hear more about this first.
Enough to have practically zero experience with genital dysphoria outside of yoga pants. And...
Okay. So what I'm getting to understand is that LeadHead here never had bottom surgery. Oh my God, you guys, whatever you do, the saying is true, curiosity killed the cat. Don't ever watch bottom surgery on transitions from male to female. It is brutal. I only made it like, a minute in. It was brutal and I had to throw up. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that.
So I'm not super good at being relatable when one of the kids is struggling with that.
What the fuck, dude? What was that last part about the isolating thing? Hang on. What was that?
To give an example of how this actualizes, I'm really familiar with how it feels to date somebody who tends to shut people out and seek isolation when they're in a bad mood. So I'm really good at comforting our son when his girlfriend is doing that. However,
There's nothing wrong with being in a bad mood and wanting to be left alone. Is that supposed to be bad? I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to talk right now. Is that supposed to be bad?
fortunate enough to have practically zero experience with genital dysphoria outside of yoga pants, and so I'm not super good at being relatable when one of the kids is struggling with that. That's just one example, but my fiance and I both have our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to the kids. Just dropping our pride and learning how to acknowledge when one of us is better equipped to handle a situation than the other has been such a huge load off of my mind, and
a huge
as I said,
load,
it's better
guys.
for the kids too.
A huge load.
I suppose I'm kind of repeating myself and over-explaining. See, again, I understand just how bad some of this will sound to the cynical viewer, so...
Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking bad. You sound like a literal fucking groomer. And we're rapidly approaching the territory of pedophile. Yeah, this is pretty fucking bad, bro.
As I write this, I feel this constant need to explain how we operate as parents, just so that you guys will hopefully...
You're not a parent!
...in the form of us just yelling at them until they clean up the house for us. The whole appeal...
Ugh, we're definitely getting into Pappy and Zena's situation. So, they do the housework for you because you convinced them that they're kids instead of all you four adults in that household splitting the chores like a normal for adult roommates. Now you have them convinced that they're kids, so they'll do all the housework for you. I don't know how I feel about this, you guys. I don't know how I feel about this.
of these relationships is to give two massively neglected people the love that they were so dearly deprived of by their biological families, and to...
Okay, see, this is so messed up, you guys. They are assuming what went on in these people's childhood or how their family treated them. This is all an assumption to make themselves feel better and to make themselves seem superior to their actual family members. It is sick. It is sick. It is called divide and conquer, and I agree with Malcom. We're leaning towards grooming territory here. Something ain't right over here. Absolutely not. Something is not right.
Give ourselves that constant assurance that we're a healthy influence on the people we care about. The line between being someone's guiding light in life and being a manipulator is admittedly a thin one, but I never ever let my gaze drift from that line. I've been a manipulator in the past.
You still are, Queen. Old habits die hard.
I know myself and cherish my...
I am your mother, you little shit! Don't you ever... What is... crashing out.
Just fucking say it! Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
I am your mother! Put me down. It's me, Old Yeller, reporting for the Puppycule. Please load up that good and put me to sleep forever. Thank you so much.
personal growth too much to ever risk becoming that person again. If I felt, even for a moment, like I was using the trust they place upon me and calling me their mother to my own benefit, instead of keeping their best interest in mind, I don't think I could live with myself.
But that's exactly what you're doing. That is exactly what you are doing. Oh my god.
Well,
anyways, as I've already detailed...
Well, you couldn't live with yourself. I mean, you said it, not me, Queen. Great knowing you. The captain will go down with the ship.
In my previous videos about the family's experience with the hurricane that destroyed our town, the kids have gotten so much better about not just saying I'm fine when it's clear that they aren't. They're a lot more willing to tell us when they have a problem, even if it's a problem that they know will make us sad, like all of that business with my biological sister I discussed in the last video. This mutual trust is building between us. We trust them more to tell us when something is wrong.
Wow, like friends.
As a result,
You're
they
making
trust us
friends.
more to not have secret grudges that we're holding against them.
Yeah, making friends. I like that. Yeah. Making friends. Love it.
Okay, now we just gotta wait for the oil train. Hey, can you give me my mic, kiddo?
10 more hits of psychic damage.
I'll be real. It kind of breaks my heart to say it, but I feel more like these people care about me, the real me, than almost anybody in my biological family does anymore.
This is such whole bunch of crap. This is manipulation. This is manipulation of language. LeadHead has made videos. Even though they're more about gaming, I'm not really interested in that. They're more like gaming essays. But they have full support of their family through this whole entire insanity. LeadHead has full support of the family through this whole entire insanity. So I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Absolutely no idea what the hell they're talking about. But okay, you go right ahead and keep on lying to yourself.
That doesn't make you blood relatives or like a parent-child dynamic.
Why do you think I'm not afraid to say things like that in these videos? It's not like any of them will ever watch this.
I'm sick.
Well, this list keeps on growing longer and longer, forcing me to revise this section of the script over and over and over again, but let's settle on 3. There were these 3 particular moments, each with my son,
3.
that really affirmed for me that this
3.
is where I'm supposed to be in life.
Count them. 1, 2, 3.
Being a mother is just part of who I am. It's my place in the world.
You're
the
not
first
a
was
mother,
just a few days ago when my son told me that me saying that he taught me a new kind of love I've never felt before was one of the reasons that he felt like he could never take his life. Then...
Huh? How did this conversation come about? What?
This is so dangerous. This is people are going to kill themselves over this, dude. There's going to be a pile of bodies in the wake of this psycho bitch. This is crazy. My adopted Discord puppy son told me today that he really values our relationship because without me, he would kill himself. You guys live for you. It's okay to live for you. It's okay to want to be alive. Life is beautiful. Life is great. Never kill yourself, okay? Never. All right? Suicide is cringe. Just wait. You're gonna die anyway, okay? Just, if you are, like, I say the same thing about sobriety. You cannot hinge your well-being on other living things. Because what happens when those other living things aren't around anymore, you guys? I just haven't killed myself because I love my dog. I love my dog so much. My dog is like 12. The clock's a ticking, okay? Tick, 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 tick. Here in a short while, I'm not gonna have anything else to deal with. I'm not gonna have anything else to save me, okay? You can't place your well-being in other people. Because what happens if they get in a crazy fucking fight? What if Boy and LeadHead, what if Boy and Lead get in like a huge fucking fight? Then what?
And you guys, you know what the crazy thing is? LeadHead keeps on saying her kids. We never hear about the girl. She seems more hyper-focused on the boy, and it's very weird. I never picked up on that until Malcom was giving his little speech there. Yeah, if you feel unwell, please call the suicide hotline. I'm not trying to make a joke out of the whole thing, but in context with this whole video is just ridiculous. But why is LeadHead so hyper focused on the boy? I'm really, really inclined to believe that, yeah, LeadHead still wants to bang the boy. Yep, that's my final verdict.
Your boy's suicide is literally on your hands because you have conditioned Boy to literally only respect you as a reason to live. Do you not see a fucking problem with that? Do you not see that that's fucking insane, bro? I feel like I'm watching Bird Box because I'm like, boy and girl. That's how I'm referring to all these people. Boy and girl. This is, we have Bird Box at home. This is what this is. Mom, can we go to the theater and see Bird Box? No, we have Bird Box at home.
You've got the time that he gave me the spare key to his car without me asking for it or anything. After going on a whole tangent the day before about how he thought it was really toxic and controlling that his biological father kept trying to get it from him.
What? It is controlling that his parents are concerned about his well-being, and it's nothing out of ordinary for to give your spare keys to your cars to your parents. Why do I have this gut feeling that LeadHead is the one that put that little idea in his head that it is controlling of his parents to want to have a spare key to their car? What? Oh my god. Yeah, we all need to call the police on LeadHead. For real.
The last was just a few weeks prior to that, when he said something that nearly made me instantly burst into tears.
Oh.
This 19-year-old boy, neglected by his family and rejected by his church-going community.
What? This is a lie. This is a lie. Okay. So I was talking to somebody about these videos on Twitter. they let me know that the video that I introduced LeadHead with was called New Fun Family. I cut it off because I was like, this is too much. So I want to make a second part to that because this is a lie. Because LeadHead in that video admits that the boy and the family get along just fine. So it seems like to me, she's just twisting the narrative, twisting the story to fit that narrative at that moment. This is a lie. The boy and the family are fine, are just fine. They're very supported from the sounds of it.
Year-old boy who is easily the most sensitive and one of the most easily hurt people that I've ever met. This 19-year-old boy who spent his whole life feeling so incredibly alone in this world told me, some random girl who happens to really, really care about him, that I was everything he wished his biological mother had been.
Huh? You guys, this is so dangerous. This is like, I feel like I'm watching somebody literally trying to build their own cult of puppycules. This is so effing dangerous.
And that's how I know that this whole experience has been the next step of my discovery of my place in the world.
Healthy boundaries are so important, you guys.
Okay, kiddo, that's probably going to be done draining in just a minute, and then all we got to do is clean it up and put...
Hey, kiddo, I need you to, like, shut the fuck up for a good 10 to 12 minutes. Mommy is recording a YouTube video. If you could just, like, not talk, that'd be great while I change your oil. Thank you so much.
And the rest of the oil.
Kill
and
me.
We are good. And this one's can drive again. So, wait, let me go ahead and grab the oil dish.
So yeah, you guys, yep, that's it. That's it for this story. This story is wild. These people are crazy. There are people out here trying to build their own puppycule and polycules, and you guys were doing it all wrong. We should all be trying to build our own cult, apparently. This is insane. So for the next video, I'm going to do second part of Newfoundland so you can get the full story, so you can understand what I'm trying to say about LeadHead lying about the boy, the roommate family, because apparently there's some goodies in the rest of that video. So I'll go back and pick up where I left off in that video so you can see the rest of the story. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for indulging me with these two couples, LeadHead, Peppy and Zena. I know the stories are far out there, but they're entertaining to me. They're outside of the box. They make me think outside of the box. Thank you so much for indulging me. But anyways, you guys, I will catch you in the next video. Later. Bye-bye.